Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Adriane, your quantum love coach from beautiful North Bali, sitting in my studio on a hot Sunday afternoon, feeling inspired to talk with you for a few minutes about Tinder, because so much is going on in the online space, and I feel that a lot of lovers in transit I'm having conversations with on a regular basis are beginning to get a little bit frustrated and unhappy, because the space has been very crowded, very filled with mixed messages, and particular platforms like Tinder used for all sorts of not ethical and not happy meetings between two potential matching partners. Now, whatever we are seeking out there in the world of online dating, I think we should be very, very mindful and very, very heart-centered in the approach of opening up ourselves to the possibility of meeting someone here. So I have taught seminars over the last 6-12 months in New Zealand and Australia with the title Mastering Tinder, or even the art of mastering Tinder. I have been invited to speak about Tinder in conferences and on stages. So I personally think Tinder is an amazing thing. I have seen wonderful relationships happening and coming into manifestation through meeting on Tinder. In my own clienthood, I have at least attended 2 weddings that are absolute Tinder weddings. Really, 2 people created their match on Tinder, and not particular in a very mindful or intentional way, just as it came. 2 people were there at the right moment, at the right time, in the right space to start a conversation. And guess what? 6, 12, 15 months later, the commitment, the vows were made to really stick together and make it something really special and unique. Now, I teach these seminars in a very interesting way. I want to say that I could go in much more detail than I will here. And if you are interested to learn more about Tinder and have me as your Tinder profile coach, and as someone leading you through the art of Tinder in your very own journey on discovery to find someone, please call out, use the contact page of my website, or you know, down below on the description box you have all the details to get in touch with me. So basically we have, you know, Tinder standing as a keyword for all the apps that allow us to connect with other people for the purpose of matching, for romance, for sexual encounters, for just making friends, and ultimately, you know, to be in a more stronger environment of belonging and human connection. I think that is something we often really underestimate, how many people, you know, feel lonely, you know. And I always understand that there is a bit of a difference between loneliness and aloneness. I say to my clients, and I say to people I speak to, really go on a discovery journey to figure out, do you feel alone or lonely? Because when you feel lonely and go on an app like that, then the loneliness colors in the way how, you know, the energy is perceived. Tinder. I mean, T stands in my world a lot for the telepathy, the kind of intentional way we are calling out to make connections, to be in conversation with someone. We need to apply some sense of higher wisdom and also a sixth sense of intelligence to speak out and to call out what we wish to manifest. So I think not having any profile, keeping it very simple, naughty photos, you know, being really very unaware that people might really seek something more serious there is actually a bit of a crime, you know, performed in that way. And I want to really call out to those who maybe listen to me and think, you know, what is she about? Why would she talk about you know, Tinder in such a sincere and serious way, but I talk about this so sincerely and so passionately because I know there are people out there who really want to make the connection pretty clearly. You know, they are not there to mess around, they're there to meet someone, just as we all sometimes do when we are single, when we have a bit of a time in our life where things seem a little bit impossible to do it any other way. So, I mean, the T has other keywords that I speak about. It's, you know, a technique you apply. You know, you want to know the different Tinder types. You want to know what it's really offered, you know, the Tinder Gold, the Tinder Plus, the basic Tinder, how it works. Get the technicality right, because that's something you should do first before you even engage, because being sold a Tinder Plus or a Tinder Gold account when you even, you know, not utilize it to the max of your own desires, then I think it's, you know, it's a wonderful thing to have it when you travel overseas, when you are very passionate about, you know, interacting on a way of showing people that you really like them more than others. If you want to, you know, have different options that make your Tinder life easier, then really look into Tinder as something you can, you know, have a subscription that gives you more opportunities. The I really stands for intent, for the clear manifestation intent to why am I on this app? Why do I put my name on it? Why would I show a profile? What is the information I want to share about myself? And also, you know, the ideas and the image. The image, the photos we choose are very important. I usually say choose 4 photos, 1 being a close-up, 2 being a little bit more half full body, showing you in something you really engage. And number 4 could be something quite unique that stands for you. Some people even choose quotes or something that is a little bit different, you know, the sunsets, or, you know, I think it's up to you how you do that. But I just want to inspire, you know, give a little bit of different characteristics to your profile. Yeah, and I have the list here right next to me, my big chart. N stands really for, you know, the numbers. Get the numbers right. I really want to say, give your right age if you are telling your age. I had amazing meetings with men who did the big mistake in telling me that they are 10 years younger and they weren't. And it's often very frustrating when you look through the shadow of the lie and do not get the right answer because someone is guilty or feels ashamed about the fact that they're some sort of twisted it in the first place, you know. Show yourself as natural, as who you are. Don't make too much fuss about yourself, particularly women, you know, leave it all behind. There's lots of makeup and lots of this and lots of bust and lots of, you know, we can be very natural ourselves, you know, attuned to the real being, you know, who are we, you know, without makeup, who are we, you know, when we are not, you know, showing us to be the perfect girl in, you know, a particular dress code or in the gym gear or with our dog, our horse, or, you know, I'm not a big fan from, you know, including motorbikes and animals so much. I think it's really about the person and not about your car or your wonderful, you know, boy's toy, which is really for us girls not something that makes something attracting. I had women saying to me, oh, I love motorbikes, or I love the idea meeting someone with a motorbike because I love to go out and be part of an adventurous experience. And yes, I guess, you know, it's probably a bit of a question to what we really seek, but then again, really that secret about all the extra wonderful things in our lives, that can be lifted when we get to know each other. And it should be about the person first, about the real connection, and not so much what the person has or brings into the relationship, what makes us, you know, more tick. yeah, the D is standing for, you know, the dates. When do you engage into making dates happen? What's a good way of communicating that you're interested to have a date? And I think, you know, being, you know, natural, precise, open, setting boundaries to what works and not works, that's really something. A little bit of diplomacy as well. You know, some people are quite forceful. Yeah, let's go on WhatsApp. Yeah, let's exchange numbers. Some people need a little bit more time, and something that is, you know, giving them the opportunity to check in whether this is really what they want. And if someone unmatches you, then it's often because they felt a little overwhelmed or not really received in the way they want to be received. I personally think there's no need to unmatch when two people recognize that they're not for each other. You know, just let it go. And yeah, maybe it's feeling a little bit like a collection of some matches you have there in your app, but it's also an interesting, you know, pathway to go back after some weeks and look, you know, oh, this is interesting, you know, what type of people are actually coming into my life here, and is this what I want? And it's often a very good way of rechecking what our real wishes and intentions really are. Self-esteem, esteem is really important. I think we should not hide ourselves, we should not play around. We should not have this attitude of, oh, I don't need to write a profile. Good profiles make such a difference to a good, you know, connection we attract on Tinder and in any of these app connections. You know, erase what's not working, erase it on your own profile, and if you need to unmatch someone, unmatch him fast, because or her fast, because sometimes, you know, words are spoken that are not in harmony or in balance with who we really are, and we should be honest about that, and there's nothing wrong about it. And R is you know, really treating this whole space with respect and really thinking, what type of relationships do I want to attract? The word relationships is ultimately the R, standing for relationships, is ultimately the single nominator to why we are going into this whole Tinder discovery space in the first place. You know, the core human need of belonging and connecting with others is just, you know, timeless. We cannot say that there's ever a time we have not a strong human need to be in connection with others. And at this time of our life, Tinder offers, or any of these wonderful dating apps offer us the opportunity to, you know, communicate in transparency, honesty, respect, and with deep ecology, something that is, you know, very unknown in the generation of our parents and grandparents, you know. So if we just allow this whole space to be a human discovery space that is really helping us rather than destroying our values, then I think we are on the right track. And me being a quantum love coach, I think, you know, you looking at it from a higher perspective, more multidimensional perspective, and the unique ultimate potential of meeting people from every country of the world in very sacred places. So I would like to just invite you to call out for help if you want to have me as your love coach, coming on board, writing or rewriting your Tinder profile, helping you to figure out how Tinder really works best for you. And also maybe once the connection is rolling in and you want to get some help in you know, deepening a connection with someone, or refining what's right, what's not right, or, you know, helping you to choose right matches, which I do as well. I often sit for hours with clients and just swiping left and right. And I guess this is something that we, you know, learn with time, to read profiles and to see photos for what they really are, rather than, you know, imagining that something could happen which is actually not reality. So the R also stands for reality check, and that's my very last message to you. Do the reality check. My details are on the description box below. I'm looking forward to be your host next time when you see me here on this Quantum Intimacy, Quantum Love Coach channel. Thank you, and have a beautiful Sunday wherever you are on the planet. Namaste.